Hello Kizomberos, DJs, producers, future producers. Today we're gonna be doing a Kizomba beat.
I thought he was a dancer.
Okay, before we go ahead, I just have to explain this. Basically, I've been a producer for about 17 years. That's actually my main area of expertise. For the first 7, I used to produce hip-hop and R&B back in Portugal, and for the remaining 10, I used to be an orchestral soundtrack composer. Feel free to check out my stuff if you want. I left a link down in the description. For the purposes of this video, we are going to do a tarraxa or tarraxo. And why? Because technically they are easier to make than a ghetto zouk, a kizomba, or even a semba. Okay, usually the melodies are quite repetitive and the drums are quite full and heavy. As if you remember on this video here, talking about how you can improve your musicality, we have to start with the foundation. And the foundation would be the kick, the snare, the toms, the hi-hats, and the bass. But the bass, we'll touch on it a little bit later. Okay, so let's start. I've already done the foundation, as you guys have heard, and now I've just added a little bit of percussion just to make it, you know, the whole drum sequence a little bit richer. And then the variation. Okay. Now for the bass. Before we go ahead with it, we have to understand a few concepts here. Let's say that there are 2 ways of composing music. One of them would be the orchestration style, and the other way would be the groovy style. Basically, the orchestration is anything that is related to real instruments, so rock, metal, orchestral music, jazz, even samba, for example. There are 2 challenges to compose in this style. One of them is learning the actual instrument, and the second one is understanding how the instruments available in the band or the orchestra or whatever you play on the ensemble interact with each other and how you can maximize, you know, that audio experience. However, groove does not give a about instruments. The complexity of producing groovy music is not actually on the technical side, but it's about having an out-of-the-box idea that actually works. Take this track for example. Do you recognize this? This proves that when you produce groovy music, you know, like tarraxa, hip-hop, house music, sometimes the traditional and conventional music rules or even logic not always apply. The bass in this track is the perfect example of that counterintuitiveness. In this case, and in tarraxa in general, the bass only shows up to reinforce certain parts of the music. So let's check it out. So let's do that groovy and easy bass. Now for the lead, something truly weird is going to happen. Another counterintuitive idea that happens quite often in tarraxa and hip-hop as well is that sometimes in order to give you a really good time, we have to give you a really bad experience. A bit like being a male and riding a horse for the first time. I'm okay. Okay, so this means that at least in this case, one of the groovy techniques is that in order to make you fall in love with a beat, we have to make you hate it first. As if there is a fine line between walking into making a classic and something that drives you mad. Don't believe me? Check out these examples.
Feeling like a pimp, go on, brush your shoulders off. Ladies is pimps too, go on.
Any of these leads are extremely repetitive. I would actually dare you to listen to the whole track without vocals, yet they are extremely groovy.
Still waters run deep. Still Snoop Dogg and D.R.E. Nah, nigga. Guess who's back?
So now, keeping that in mind, let's go back to the beat. So now you know that I'm committed into making an annoying yet bouncy lead. So let's do it. And now, something to complement this lead to make it more punchy. Now for the final part, I want to add some voices because I want to call this track Urban Tarraxa. So I want to add the voice urban and tarraxa in it, okay? And as you might have already noticed, I don't quite sound like Barry White, do I? So, I mean, using some effects and the microphone, I'm going to lower the pitch for the word urban. And let's see if I can give myself a little bit more testosterone. Done. Check it out. Jeez. And the word tarraxa. Okay, so that's done. So I've also composed an intro, an outro, and a few variations, but I didn't really want to bore you with the details. Instead, let's just listen to the beat. I was joking! I mean, if you guys actually want to hear the track, just click here. There's also another video suggestion if you guys want to watch as well. Are you a producer yourself? What are your struggles? Is it technical struggles? Is it in promoting your music? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, let us know what you think about this video and obviously if you like that track. Okay? See you guys next time. Bye!
Amore, sto con Dore. Ai,